Hi, it's Amanda with Music Game Club, and today I'm talking about 3 low-prep music dynamics games that you could play in your studio. I will be using the cards from Doggy Dynamics. Actually, will not be using the game board, but you could always play it with the original gameplay if you wanted to. You could do these with any music dynamics cards, but ours make it a little bit easy. So you see here, I've separated them out by type. Every single one of these will give you 2 forte, 2 piano, 4 mezzo forte, 4 mezzo piano, and then there's going to be a mix of if it has the fortissimo or the pianissimo or the crescendo or decrescendo. So the fortissimo, pianissimo, crescendo, and decrescendo are like your bonus cards. So I'm going to do it with the bulldogs. And the fun thing about this is that your students can pick which dog they want, and it will still give them the same amount of cards to review. So this is memory match. You're going to lay all your cards down. And if the student gets anything besides piano forte, mezzo piano, or mezzo forte, it's a bonus card. Okay, so like all memory match games, you're going to have player 1 do 2 cards. All right, well, that's the bonus card. So they can just gather that one, and this one gets to be replaced. Next player has a card, and then they have to find 2. Okay, those don't match. Next player, and you could do this with your beginning students where they just match the same letters, like, oh, those are the exact same, they match. You can kind of start easing them into, that's called mezzo forte. It means moderately loud. So you can use this as a teaching moment. All right, so the player who did it gets to go again. There's another mezzo forte. Ooh, and a mezzo piano. See, that's convenient for the next person. So they'd flip that one up and flip this one up and get a match, and then go again. Not a match. Next player goes, flip that one up, go again, go again. Let's say they got it wrong, just because that's a good streak. All right, and then the last player goes and they match it, and they match it, and then whoever has more cards at the end wins. Now, if you want a bigger game, longer game, you can do 2 different doggies, or you could do all 3. That is 40 cards, so it is a little bit much. All right, the next game is for your really younger students. You could do it with your older students if you wanted to, but it would be a fun one just to have creativity or whatever. So you could do it in a few different ways. You can tell a story, or you can have your students maybe find pictures. I don't know if there's an animal app out there. I did not look before this video. I know there's a bunch of clever things out there, but we can use the dynamics to talk about different animals. So let's say maybe flip up 3. And you could talk about them. This will be, like I said, really good for your young students. Talk about what they all mean. So mezzo piano is moderately soft. What animal do you think would be moderately soft? Would a rabbit be moderately soft? Not really. Of course, my family raised rabbits, so they actually can scream and be kind of loud, but most people don't actually hear that. So what's a moderately soft animal? Would a lion be moderately soft? No. And so you could just kind of talk about it, kind of associate with them a volume. And you could maybe some birds. Birds could be moderately soft. What would you say is very soft? Maybe a turtle. And then this is a decrescendo. You could decide if or if not you want to use the decrescendo and the crescendo. You could say, what is something that starts loud and then gets softer? You could always go back to the bird and do like it's flying away or something like that. So then you could say this story, like you had a little bird and it was fluttering through the ground looking for its food for the day, and then it saw a turtle. And is a turtle something it would eat? No, but it did become friends with the turtle, and then the birdie flew away. Something like that. Just kind of garner some creativity, some storytelling with your students to kind of help them match the dynamic levels to something else that they can think about. The last game would be one that you would play with more elementary students, maybe a little bit older. You're going to divide the cards evenly between 2 students, And it's a war game. We like our war games, and basically you can decide if you want it to be the loudest or the softest wins. So what they do is they each discard a card. I'm going to do loudest. So the loudest wins, and they get to put it on the bottom of their stack, and then they're the ones who gets to start over. Loudest wins. Loudest wins. Loudest wins. Loudest wins. War. All right, so at war, they lay down 3 cards face down and then flip up again. And then that one is another war. So then they could lay down 3 more cards. And if a student runs out of cards at this point, then they automatically forfeit. And then 1, 2, 3. And this person just won all of these cards. So whoever ends up with all the cards at the end gets to win. But that helps your students to look at 2 dynamics next to each other and be like, okay, this one's louder. Or, like I said, you could flip it. Just decide before you play. Who's winning, the loudest or the softest? And then go from there, and it helps them to remember, oh, forte is louder than mezzo forte, or mezzo piano is louder than piano. So it will just help them to be able to connect the dots and learn their dynamics better. We know you and your students will have fun playing Doggy Dynamics. Don't forget to take a picture with the success poster. Feel free to tag us at Music Game Club on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. Also, remember to send your students home with an activity sheet to really ingrain in them all their music dynamics.